This video and its content are protected by and operate underneath the guides of the Fair Use Act. It will be used for criticisms, news reporting, possible teachable moments, but most importantly, my commentary and review. So, hey, YouTube and anyone who gets butthurt, do not come copyright striking my channel. Also, everything in this video is allegedly according to what has been alleged, because even if we see them do it with our own two eyes, hear them say it out of their mouths with our own two ears, or read it in the court docs, it is still alleged because we weren't there, so we don't know what really happened.
Big poppin', money in the bank coming, dropping a deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me big poppin'. Money in the bank coming, dropping a deposit. Having it my way, so I got these bitches watching. Steady getting to it, couldn't fit it in my pocket. Flexing everything, baby, tell me what to tap it.
Yo, what's poppin', what's poppin', what's poppin'? Henny gang, 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 gang. If you are new to the channel, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Click the notification bell and select all so that you get notified whenever I do a video. So what's popping, everybody? I was getting ready to say something else. But what's popping, everybody? This is a late cast. Normally we go live at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. However, it took time for me to get everything together today for this cast that we are getting ready to do, because this is a part 2 to a video that we already did a long time. Well, not a long time ago, but we did this video 3 months ago. Okay. Where we talked about old wackadoodle-doo and his shady business, right? So remember, I kept telling y'all that I had some whack stuff that I was sitting on. This is some of the information that I was sitting on, and to my surprise, I woke up this morning and was doing my rounds in these internet streets, and guess what I came across? A portion of the information that I have, but I have the docs. And not only do I have the docs, I also have the court transcripts. Woo, baby. But I promise you, these court transcripts are not like the Megan Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez ones. These actually are like them speaking in whole paragraphs and everything. And Wack had a lot to say. And we're going to get into all of that hot henny. But first, let me take my glasses off because I don't need them at the moment. But first, let's get our yours and what's popping up out the way. And then we are going to continue on to the docs. So what's popping to the 504, girl? What's popping, Evelyn? What's popping, Liz? What's popping, Felicia? What's poppin', L? What's poppin', Miss Thompson? What's poppin', Dominican Queen? What's poppin', Nicole? What's poppin', Austin? What's poppin', T? What's poppin', Latanya? What's poppin', Centric Soul? Where you been? What's poppin', Miss Teddy B? What's poppin', Latrina? What's poppin', CJ? What's poppin', Lady Boss? L Bossy B, sorry. What's poppin', Rosen? Okay, what's poppin', Buttercup? This gonna be good. It is. Trust me. It's a lot too. What's poppin', Heidi B? What's poppin', Wilson? What's poppin', Susie? What's poppin', Zoe? What's poppin', Margie? What's poppin', Cherie? What's poppin', Shiva? What's poppin', Kristen? What's poppin', Nina? What's poppin', Margie? What's poppin', Salina? What's poppin', Goddess with the Scoop? What's poppin', Lisa? What's poppin', Talia? What's poppin', Natasha? What's poppin', Be More Careful? What's poppin', Erica? And Kashima. Okay, what's poppin', Mimi? What's poppin', Tasha? What's poppin', Caramel Drip? What's poppin', Dimples? What's poppin', Talking Doctor? What's poppin', Terica and Star and Erica? What's poppin', Xavier? What's poppin', Tiffany? Okay, what's poppin', LaDawn? What's poppin', Uniquely? What's poppin' to everybody that is in the cipher that will be jumping on later? What's poppin', Lala? And those of you who will be joining us, what's popping, Ari Mac, what's popping, Justice for you, girl. I seen you down in them comments dropping. Okay, you was dropping some good gems down there, honey. What's popping, Ashley? So the replay gang, what's popping to all of y'all who will run this up after the broadcast. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a refresher because 3 months ago, I came live and I was on here and I told y'all that the game and WAC 100, they were moving money around through these shell companies, right? And everybody had heard about the story, but they didn't know how it was being done. Nobody was talking about how it was being done. And so I went into the court docs and I got it. Okay, I got it. And we broke it down. And we found out that there were corporations being put up, LLCs all over the place. And this money was going from this place to that LLC, from that LLC to that LLC, and property transfers and all of that. If you missed it, child, I will do my best to remember to put the link down in the description when we're done. I promise. So there's been an update. WAC has now been added to this lawsuit. I cannot say yes. Please hit the like button on your way in. No, baby, we ain't on Keefe D yet. I got some stuff about the Keefe D stuff. Yes, WAC has been added to the docket, and we're going to get into it. So let me get my screen. My screen is together. Let me get the watermark up, and let's get started because I'm telling y'all right now, them transcripts is good. A good hot henny. Okay, I am so glad that we got something, Okay. None of that is what I want. I want this. I want that stuff. Okay, hold on. I'm getting it up. I'm getting it up. What I'm not understanding is why is that not showing me what I want? That's not what I want. There we go. Found you. So now we are in a different doc, but let me come over here and let me see how it's looking. Okay, so I had to use the Google Docs, okay? And I don't like Google Docs, but I had to use the Google Docs this time because I needed to highlight stuff because, baby, there's so much going on. I had to make sure that I myself could stay on task. That's not it. Where the hell is it? Oh, Lord. I don't remember. Is this the one that y'all looking at? Yes, that is the one that y'all looking at. I have so many windows open. Y'all have to forgive me. All right. Final judgment is what we are looking at right now. And I want to put my window there. And I want to move this like this so we can see. And I want to be able to see y'all. So let's hope that this window cooperates with me. Okay. All right. Let me get back to here. Okay. So, wait, before we go there, let's go here. Let me remind y'all. So this original case is back from 2015, remember? And when we picked up on the case, Priscilla was going after JCon, okay, which is the game. She was going after JTT Holdings, F12, and Associates LLC, Fifth Amendment Entertainment Inc., and Pass Go to Win LLC. Cash M. Jones is on here. Child. And the reason why she is coming after them is for alter ego liability, voidable transactions, and conspiracy to commit voidable transactions. Now, a voidable transaction is a transaction that actually puts a block or a stop on a collector, a debtor, from collecting their funds. So she's trying to reverse the voidable transaction so that she can get her money. Okay, she said, I'm not playing with you. I want my money. Run me my money. And I don't blame her. Okay. So now, just a refresher, because we're going to be hearing about defendants JTT Holdings. Okay, we're going to be hearing about WAC 100. So I'm going to run through some of this to remind you of what we've already heard. And I'm going to bring you up to speed. All right. So let's get into this. Defendant JTT Holding LLC is a limited liability company formed under the laws of Nevada. I can't wait to give y'all this, Annie. Defendant JTT, okay, all materials, Taylor was the sole member of JTT Holdings. Okay. I want y'all to remember this part right here. Of JTT Holdings until he fraudulently transferred his interest in JTT Holdings to Jones. JTT Holdings is an alter ego of Taylor. F12 Associates, LLC, is a limited liability company formed under the laws of Delaware. At all materials, Taylor is the sole member of F12. F12 is an alter ego of Taylor. Fifth Amendment Inc. is a corporation formed under the laws of Florida. Now, I believe we went through some things and I showed y'all that Fifth Amendment was not operating out of California. There's a lot of shady stuff, but we'll do a video on all of his businesses opened and closed on another day. Okay, so Fifth Amendment is a corporation formed under the laws of Florida. Fifth Amendment operates and conducts business in Florida through the sole shareholder, defendant Cash M. Jones. Now, Pass Go to Win is a limited liability organization under the laws of California and is ostensibly owned by Jones. Jones is an individual and at all times alleged in his complaint a resident of Los Angeles County, California. Jones is Taylor's manager and the transferee of the membership interest in JTT Holdings and the property which is the subject of the complaint. Okay. Now, if you don't know what the property is, let me make sure that this has transferred over to the one that I wanted on. Yep, it has. All right. We'll get to the property in a minute. Now, let's jump down to the JTT Holdings, okay? Taylor also received direct income from Jones through Fifth Amendment through Taylor's wholly owned Nevada limited liability company, defendant JTT Holdings LLC. On or about November 16th, 2014, Taylor opened at least 2 accounts at Wells Fargo Bank under the name of JTT Holdings LLC. The account opening application states that Taylor is the sole owner of JTT Holdings and that the description of JTT Holdings business is name branding. The account statement for JTT Holdings account at Wells Fargo ending in reveals that Taylor uses JTT Holdings accounts to pay for personal expenses. From January 2019 to December 2019, Jones, through Fifth Amendment, transferred $342,649.80 to JTT Holdings account at Wells Fargo. Pause. Now, I hate to do this, but I'm going to have to show y'all. I'm going to have to bring y'all over here, and I'm going to have to show y'all what I found or what we found while we was digging through some records. We done found some things. Now, it seems Let me get that screen up for y'all. That there's some questionable motion with JTT Holdings. Now, I did say that I was going to hold off on this, but I figured let's get it all out the way now. Because we have a long ways to go, ladies and gentlemen. Because like I said in the title, there's a whole lot of shady shit going on, okay? Now, let me share this screen. Let me view, make sure everything is viewing properly over here with y'all. Okay. I think I'm going to change my screen for y'all. So if it allows me, let me stop sharing for a second and let me change my screen because I want y'all to see all of it. Even though that's the screen that I love the most, I'm going to share it all with y'all because I don't want y'all to miss a drop of this. I need y'all to see this. Now, let's see how this looking. Can y'all see the whole screen? Looks like. Okay. We good. We good to go. All right. Y'all going to watch me do this. Did I spell that right? I hope I spelled that right. If I didn't, we'll find out. We'll find out in a minute if I didn't. I didn't. Hold on one second, y'all. Oh, the game. Jayceon. How I'm not going to know how to spell his damn name, right? Jayceon. All right. Now, y'all see me doing a search by his name. This is the Nevada Business Portal. Now, you see, JTT Holdings does show up on the screen. However, the business has since been dissolved. But let's take a look at some of the things that we can see. No, they didn't just play me like that. Okay. All right. Now, let's take a look at some of the things that we can see. So what we do see is that the business has been dissolved. And the last annual report that they got was on 11/30 of 2022. This business was formed in November 20th of 2014. Okay. It's resigned. This business is resigned. It is closed down. It is no longer in standing. Okay. Oops. I didn't mean to show that, but hey, it's there. I can't do nothing about that. There's something I want to say. Filing history. Let's go there first. This is the filing history of everything that has happened. So as you can see, if you can't see, this is where the articles of information were formed, and that is on November 20th of 2014. And this is the initial list of everything. And it's only one page, but guess what? We can't see nothing. Can't see nothing. There's nothing there to show, right? So then we go down to the annual list of things, and that's one page, and we request to see, and we don't see nothing, right? Then we go on over here to the next annual. It's external, which means, I guess it's not here. This is what I'm thinking. But when we go here on October 23rd of 2017, resignation of a registered agent. Well, what does that mean? Who resigned? It doesn't tell us, right? But this is the first time we see a resignation of a registered agent. And again, October 23rd of 2017. Now, here is a certificate of acceptance by a registered agent. And this is on 2/20 of 2018. I think this is the one right here. No name change. There is a registered agent that was accepted here. but we can't see who it was. Don't that sound suspicious to you? Now, we go right here. Wait a minute. I think I jumped ahead. Okay, so here's the first one. Since the acceptance of, there's nothing there. Well, that's the second one. Here's the third annual list. Now, what has changed? Because see, they wouldn't let us see this. But let's see what changed. Well, the name is still the same, and at that time it was still active. And the principal office does not have an address, suspicious. But look who appears on here as an officer, a registered agent, excuse me. And guess who the officer is? Cash Jones. And y'all know who Cash Jones is. Y'all know that's WAC 100. Now we go here to December 26th. The registered agent is still Jason Taylor, and the officer is Cash Jones. And this is after the lawsuit, because remember, the lawsuit was in 2015. So here they are in 2018 in business under JTT Holdings together. You following? Okay. Registered agent statement of change. Registered agent, still him, still the game. Officer is still Cash Jones. So these things we aren't able to see, but it's showing you that he has had an interest until, what date was that? I forgot what date that was. The annual list on 11/9. On 11/9 of 2022, the registered agent becomes Paracorp Incorporated. However, the officer is still Cash Jones. I hope y'all are able to see this. Let me go back and let me see. Can y'all see that? Let me see. Oh, yeah, y'all can see this real good. Y'all can see this real good. Okay. Okay. Now, when we get up here to articles of dissolution, that means that this is when they were dissolving the business. So the file date was the 14th of November of 2022, and the effective date was November 10th of 2022, where the articles of dissolution went into place and the business was allegedly dissolved. And at that time, as of 11/10/2022, the registered agent was still Paracorp Incorporated, and he was still the officer of the business. Okay. And this last thing that went in, resignation of a registered agent, it does not seem to show us anything. Now, Henny, what does that all mean? That means that there was business practices in play between the game and WAC 100 when it comes down to JTT Holdings. Not only that, he's listed as an agent, but in the court docs, they have him as the owner, and the business has since been dissolved, and she is trying to get her money. She want her money. She not playing with you, JC. You done sat up there on an auntie podcast and talked about how you wasn't giving up no money, okay? And homegirl been trying to get that money. But we not done. We not done. We've only just begun, ladies and gentlemen. Oh no, this is not the one that I wanted to share. I didn't want to share that one because I have redacted documents where I've redacted things from the documents. Okay, here we go. This is the one that I wanted to share because I took my time with this. So remember, all of that transpired in 2018, right? So this one was filed. This was electronically filed or scanned in to California system on November 13th of 2021. But I'm trying to see if we can get a filing date on this because this case, remember, it was in Chicago. It was in Illinois. And she bought this mug over here. Okay? So we done already read that part. Now we done already read about the business and all of that. Oh, pause for a second. Let me see something. Okay, so let's go through the businesses since we right here with all of this. Okay, I done read y'all about JTT Holdings, right? Now let's look at this pass to go. I'm sorry. Pass go to win. I keep saying pass to go. Can y'all see that? Let me make sure y'all see it. No, y'all don't see that. All right. Well, I'm going to show you. No. Here we go. Boom. This is something. 1923. Okay. This is pass go to win. Okay. Now, as you can see, I have redacted information out of here. But who is the individual that owns pass go to win? Cash Jones. Okay. And this business only has one manager, which would be him. So this is Wax, and this is from 2019. Okay. Now we come on over here to last year. Okay. This is from February 27th of 2023. The business is still going. Okay. Attention to Cash Jones. Members, managers or members, Cash Jones. God dang it. Do what I said and not what you want to do. Thank you. Okay. The agent's name is who? Cash Jones. Chief Executive Officer, the CEO of this company is Cash Jones. This is his company. Okay. It's his company. So there's no getting around the fact that you've been shuttling and shuffling money around like it's a deck of cards in this mug. There's no getting around that. Okay. When it comes down to, let me see if I can pull that up real quick for y'all. When it comes down to the F12 business, remember, this business was allegedly in Delaware. Let me show you the little funkiness that's going on with that business real quick. Cash Jones is WAC 100's real name. All right, let's scroll down. This is F12 and Associates LLC. This is the business that is supposed to be JCON's business. It says that the company's age is 5 years and 10 months. The filing date was September 18th of 2018. Okay. But the company has not listed any contacts. There is no review for the company, and there is no questions yet about the company. Nobody is technically assigned to this on paper. It is just a business that has no officers and no contacts. Shall I proceed, ladies and gentlemen? Exactly. It's a shell company. Now, what I also want to draw your attention to real quick, really quickly. Where is it at? Because I got a lot of windows open. Which means there's a lot of information to be given today. So y'all strap in and let me just, y'all get comfortable. All right. Cause we just getting started. Now let me go ahead and let me share this window with y'all. All right. Oops. Sorry. I scare you. Yeah, I can zoom in. So let me zoom in for y'all because this is kind of tiny. All right, so this is the screenshot of the business of JTT Holdings. And you can see for yourself that at not one time has JCON's name shown up on this. However, I want y'all to take a look at this right here. Do you see JTT Holdings LLC is dissolved? And this is under WAC 100. How do we know that this is under WAC 100? Because take a look at this company right here. This is Incredible Diapers. Incredible Diapers is whose business? That's WAC's business. That is the only active business he has in the state of Nevada. But look at the other companies that he had. My Little Star Baby Products Worldwide LLC, the Wiseman Group LLC. And these businesses, aside from Incredible Diapers, this one was formed in 2018 and this one was formed in 2017. Now, to me, what I find curious is, or what I would like to know is, how many shell businesses does this man have that he's shuffling money through? None of his artists are really safe. I'm just going to put it out there. Because at the end of the day, I got some on Tekashi 6ix9ine as well. The whole reason that happened with the FBI and everything, don't worry, I'm going to give y'all that. It's coming. But this is going to show you the shady business practices that WAC 100 is involved in. There's no getting around the fact that he do some real dirty business. Okay. So now let me see. Can y'all see that window? Nope. So that's all right, because I got another window for y'all. Now, we done talked about the businesses. I done showed y'all the little shuffling around that's been going on with the stuff. Now let's get back to the case, because let's get into the property. Now, if you remember from the first video, I was explaining to you that there was property that was transferred to WAC 100 via the game, trying to hold this property from being put in to the collections of Priscilla. Okay, they didn't want Priscilla to get her hands on this house. So here is what they have to say about that in this document right here. Ready? While Rainey's enforcement efforts were ongoing, Taylor, JTT Holdings, and Jones conspired to deprive Rainey of collecting monies by fraudulently transferring Taylor's interest in JTT Holding to Jones. Pause. Because from what we saw on paper, from what we could see, we don't know if that's true or not, but it's in the documents that they were in business together. So it is very possible that they were transferring back and forth to one another, but this ain't the only thing they've been transferring back and forth, okay? The property located at, and I redacted the address, Calabasas, California, from JTT Holdings to Jones. Both of these transfers are voidable as described below because they were made with actual intent to hinder, delay, or defraud Taylor's creditors, including Rainey. The legal description of the property is attached in Exhibit A. At all material times and through the present, Taylor has resided and currently resides at the property. In addition to paying Taylor's legal fees, Jones, through Fifth Amendment, also paid for Taylor's mortgage on the property, most certainly utilizing the monies Jones scrupulously collected on behalf of Taylor. So yes, he's paying his bills for him. On September 25th, 2017, Taylor took out a mortgage to purchase the property. The principal amount of the loan was $1,731,000, and the purchase price of the property was $2,885,000, excluding closing costs. According to the Uniform Residential Law application executed by Taylor, the property was to be held under the name of JTT Taylor. However, JTT Holdings. However, Taylor remains liable on the mortgage. The deed of trust among JTT Holdings as a borrower, California TD Specialist as trustee, and the Evergreen Advantage LLC, which you can't see that. Y'all can't see it? No, that's not y'all telling me y'all can't see. I thought somebody was hitting me up to tell me y'all can't see. Okay, y'all can see that. Let's continue. All right. Hold on. Evergreen LLC as a lender was executed on behalf of JTT Holdings by Jason Terrell Taylor, sole member and sole manager. Fifth Amendment was not a party to the mortgage, the deed of trust, or any other loan connected to the property. Now, this is true. This is true. Now, let me make sure I got my windows how I want my windows, because I'm about to blow your head back. I want to make sure that's to M. Okay. Which my, oh, okay. All right. Let me get back over here to y'all so we could switch the window and we can continue, because y'all know I love bringing the facts to y'all. Y'all know I love that. All right. Y'all ready? All right, let's go. So this is the grant deed that they are speaking of, okay? This is the grant deed. All right. And this is the documentary transfer. Okay, the taxes on the property was $3,173.50. The transfer tax, excuse me. That's what that was. Okay. And this was from the original person who owned the home. This person here, hereby granted to JTT Holdings, LLC, a Nevada limited liability company. So you see here, this is the paperwork that they are referring to. And this is dated what date? September 18th of 2017. So this is the home that was purchased under JTT Holdings, the home that the game resides in Calabasas. Let me make sure y'all can see this document here, because we just switched docs. Yes, you can see the docs. I love it when a plan comes together. Now, this is Cash Jones. I believe I have this right. Let me make sure I have this right. Yes, this is right. Okay. So now, this is for the home in Calabasas, the same home in Calabasas. It has been marked off as exempt from fee per record concurrently in connection with a transfer of real property that is a residential dwelling to an owner-occupier. Now, this was allegedly, they're trying to say that it was a gift, okay? That JTT Holdings is gifting Cash Jones this property right here. Transfer is exempt from tax for the following reason. This conveyance is a bona fide gift and the grantor received nothing in return. It's a bona fide gift and the grantor received nothing in return. Okay, for valuable consideration, receipt of which is hereby acknowledged, JTT Holdings, LLC, a Nevada limited liability company, hereby grants to Cash M. Jones, a married man, as his sole and separate property. Okay, so this is where he gave the property to WAC 100, and this was complete. It looks like September 21st of 2019 is when it actually went before the notary. Okay. But it says as of August 6th of 2019, that's when this paperwork was put into play. Again, this is after the lawsuit. The lawsuit was in 2015. So this is hiding of the assets. Now let's come on over here. This is an order of injunction. Okay. Now let's see what this says, because this was filed on December 19th of 2023. This was just in December, okay? And this is where she is coming in and she says, I hate that they scanned this and it cut off part of it. But the way they scanned this document in, they didn't get all of it. But basically, this defendant Cash M. Jones appears in pro per, the case proceeded by default as the defendants Jason Taylor, aka The Game, JTT Holdings LLC, F12 and Associates LLC, and Pass Go to Win LLC. The complaint was filed. Basically, the matter was fully heard and submitted, and the court issued its findings of fact and conclusion of the law on record. Plaintiff's counsel was ordered to prepare the proposal final judgment in conformance with therewith. The court now issues the following order. It is hereby ordered that the defendants Cash M. Jones, Jason Taylor, aka The Game, JTT Holdings LLC, F12 and Associates LLC, Pass Go to Win LLC, and each of them are hereby enjoined from transferring, encumbering, hypotheacting, dissipating, or conveying the following: any property or accounts held by JTT Holdings LLC, Wells Fargo account, F12 and Associates LLC, including but not limited to Wells Fargo account, Pass Go to Win LLC, the real property located in Calabasas with a legal description set forth as Exhibit A. Okay, this is the legal description. Okay, wait, they didn't finish that sentence, or did I read that wrong? Oh, this just basically means that they have to stop transferring ish between one another. It is so now ordered. He can't transfer nothing to him or here between each other. I just felt like doing that. Sorry, y'all. There is no longer a circle. There is now a chink in their chain. Okay, it is ordered. Ain't no more this funny business going on no more. The judge ain't here for it. Okay, now, if you remember, no, I didn't even tell y'all about this one. I knew about this one, but I didn't say anything. She now has a lien. She was putting a lien on his house. And she could not put a lien on the house before because they were doing all types of shady stuff. Where's my other house form? Because I got another house form for y'all to look at. Okay. I don't know if it's on here. Is it on here? No. I gotta find this other house form for y'all. That's the original. Okay, wait a minute. We getting ahead of ourselves. Hold on. Where's my paper at? Home. All right. So we read this one. But now let's go down a little bit further. Here we go. Interspousal grant deed. I forgot about that. Forgive me, y'all. It's a lot of documents. This is an interspousal grant deed. And this deed, it is exempt in connection with the transfer of real property, residential dwelling, to an owner or occupier. Okay. And who is this between? For a valuable consideration receipt of with is hereby acknowledged Kimberly Jones, spouse of grantee. Hereby grants to Cash M. Jones, a married man, and his sole and separate property. All that real property situated in the city of Calabasas, yada, 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 yada. Now, if you are curious and would like to know what an interspousal what you call it, interspousal grant deed is basically spouses transferring property between one another to avoid paying taxes. I don't think y'all understand. That part should have gave the girl her money. They transferring the property back and forth between the two of them. I have not seen anything as of yet. I have not seen anything as of yet, but I believe there was something where they were trying to go after her. Now hold on. If y'all want to see the definition of what that is, I will gladly. I'm going to show y'all. I'm going to show y'all better than I can tell y'all, because y'all know I like to show y'all so y'all be in the know too. Here it is right here. Whoop, there it is. This legal document allows spouses to transfer property ownership between themselves, either as a gift or in exchange for consideration, without triggering property tax reassessment. Baby, I told you this is a lot. I totally agree. Way too much to avoid paying taxes. You don't want your taxes to go up because your income went up. You don't want your taxes to change. I don't know, but I will dig to see what we can find to see if Kimberly gets named in some of this stuff. So the only recourse is to rename their company Grammy like that. He's not going to allow his money to build up in the shell company and not be able to touch it. That part. I want to see how they're going to wiggle up out of this, because WACK is named in this lawsuit. Okay? He is named in this lawsuit. Now, the young lady finally did, it looks like, get a lien on his property as of this year, because when we last talked 3 months ago, she was attempting to get that put on, get the lien put on, but it looks like there's a notice right here, notice of judgment lien, okay, against him, against Jason Taylor from Priscilla Rainey, okay. The original judgment date was on, she's been chasing after him. The case started in 2015 and she's been chasing after him since November 18th of 2016. Okay. And amount required to satisfy judgment at the date of this notice, which is April 11th of 2024. So in April, what they wanted from him to satisfy the judgment was $6,898. I mean, $6,898,854.82. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, she not playing. She not playing with him. But again, WACK has been named in this case. But let me take y'all back into time. When this court case first started, well, before we get into that, let me just close that portion of this live up by saying this. This is why they coming after him. That whole scheme right there was laid out in court docs. So I don't want to hear nothing from nobody saying nothing to me about anything, because baby, let me explain something to you. Court docs are public records, and I found those public records and we put it together and pieced it together right along with the court. See if he can use Afterpay. Not Afterpay for a lawsuit. Exactly. This lawsuit is accumulating interest every day. So when he got up there on that T podcast and sat up there and said he ain't paid nothing yet, you bout to. I don't know her ethnicity, honestly. I'm being honest. I don't know her ethnicity, but I mean, she's not, she doesn't look the part. Like, she doesn't look, she could be very high yellow. I don't know. That's right. He's washed money for too damn long, okay? This been going on for too long. This been going on since that judgment was put into play. Because if you notice, all those businesses went up between 2017 and 2018 is when those businesses started popping up. So it's the things that make you go, right. He never went to court. He never went to court. And he did try to get the courts to give him a new date because he was claiming that, oh, he had a dentist appointment and he couldn't make it, but they found photographs of him out partying and not at the dentist. So yeah, instead of doing things, this is a prime example of instead of doing things the right way, you choose to do it the wrong way and the long way, and you end up paying more in the end because she's gonna get that house. Okay, they're making them reverse everything that they did. So that, and Wack is trying to fight and say that the house was given to him as a gift, but they see what y'all are doing. You're transferring money from one spot to the other, and at one point in time, he was using his automotive business to pay game from E1, which was where he was getting his royalties. They were having the royalties go to his Precision or Precise. It's one of those automotive. And then from there, it would be transferred over to JTT Holdings. Like it's a whole paper trail on all of this. I'm telling y'all, go back and watch video 1 and then come back and watch this one. And you're going to see how all of this is just shifting between all of these shell companies. It's crazy work. But I have an extra treat for y'all. Because this document right here, this is the transcript. Oh yeah, we got the transcript. Let me turn my air on because this is, it's getting a little hot in here. Because around this time of the day, the sun comes into my office and my office gets a little hot. So let's make sure we've got the air on and let's begin, okay? So it starts with the courts saying good morning to everyone. And then, how they are all here. And there is a motion to quash the arrest warrant that was filed on today because they had an arrest warrant for him. Okay, let me do this. Let me be fair. Henny Glasses in the chat if y'all want me to read the document in its entirety. Put a 2 in the chat if you want me to just get to the good parts, because it's kind of hard to get to the good parts. I'm gonna be honest with you. And I will warn you, it is a long document. Let me see how many pages it is so I can let y'all know. It's 82 pages, but some of those pages are like the official pages. I don't even know why I gave y'all the option. I should have known because y'all be trying to keep me online all day. Y'all want, okay, I see a couple of 2s in there. I'm seeing a lot of Henny Glasses. Order in the court. Order in the Henny court. I see. Okay, get to it. Up, Queen Heart said, get to it. Okay. All right. Some of y'all want me to skip around. Some of y'all want me to read it. All right. So let's get to the good parts. All right. So apparently there was a warrant out there for Jayceon and they wanted the warrant quashed and all of that. So that's what happened. I'll get to where it starts with wacky doodle doo, which should be coming up. I believe I highlighted it. So give me a second. Okay. Let's start from here. All of this is the lawyer talking. Okay, this is why I said this is not like the other document. So, Mr. Williams is the game's lawyer. Okay, so Mr. Williams is approaching the judge. If I may speak, Your Honor, even presently now, as one of the motions allude to, I have been in contact with the clerk even now. It is why I compiled everything into one PDF. You are not authorized to seal an entry. I have been going back and forth trying to get this to work. I would say that that would be due to I'm not able to file it. If I was able to file, he's trying to file a motion. I could take a screenshot of the present day or present status of my screen in regard to Taylor. I am an MC, ECF, system or whatever. Okay, there's actually 4 volumes of 4 emails, each titled volume 1 through 4 that are set. Only 2 were set to the court. With that being said, I would do the impossibility of Mr. Taylor doesn't have access to the files. It falls on counsel. I am yet. It is in bold. You are not authorized. This is a method I was directed to do by the clerk. So he's trying to submit some evidence, but he's unable to do so to the judge because it is not giving the judge the authorization that he needs. So now the judge is saying to him, Mr. Edwards, which is the opposing counsel, have you had, well, let me ask you, Mr. Williams, what was contemplated from our discussion on October 2nd? Was that Mr. Cash Jones for Fifth Amendment entertainment? Was that okay? Will be providing documents and information concerning income generating activities and income that Mr. Taylor earned, and then the money goes to Fifth Amendment. Then Fifth Amendment makes expenditures on Mr. Taylor's behalf. Is that information, are those documents included in what you sent to the plaintiff's counsel? Mr. Williams, again, is the game's attorney. That information is included through the statement. There is a variety of statements in that indicates that Fifth Amendment made payments to either directly to Mr. Taylor or through JPT. Now, I don't know what JPT is. I think he meant JTT. Okay, the court say, okay, Mr. Edwards, the opposing counsel, Your Honor, this is Brad Edwards. I am reviewing the documents that have been provided as quickly as possible, which the latest batch was just received at 11:56 a.m. our time, 10:56 your a.m. 10:56 your time. I am not through everything, but I don't see any documents relating to Cash Jones and Fifth Amendment entertainment and the flow of money through Fifth Amendment to Mr. Taylor. And like I said, maybe I missed something, but I'm looking at this as quickly as they come in. Mr. Williams, yes, and they, when counsel reviews the statements, are more in depth. You will see all of those documents that pertain to any funds that were sent from Fifth Amendment that will be clear when they are rushed atmosphere. Okay, hold on. So basically, there's documentation that's showing that they were sending in a PDF file. Now, I ain't never heard of this ghetto ad right here of them sending files through PDF. Let me come over here to this screen with y'all real quick. Has anybody ever heard of them sending court documents via PDF to one another? I'm going to wait for an answer. Yeah, but there's a lot of Cash Jones in this document, Shiva. So we gonna be here all day. Okay, I didn't think so. This is so unusual. Oh, you have, Edna? You've heard of them sending PDFs to one another? Between the lawyers and the judge? That's okay. You know what? Technology has changed, so I guess the way they deliver information has too. Hello. All right, let's continue. All right. Okay. Well, first thing, Mr. Williams, you should forward whatever emails you sent to the plaintiff's counsel. You should forward them to Miss Dean and make sure that the attachments are included because of one of the because for one of the emails I only received, Miss Dean's received only 2 emails. So basically, there's an issue with all of the emails. Okay. Dang it. Okay. But enough is enough. It's Mr. Jones, Mr. Jones, me and Mr. Jones. Here we go. Oh no, there was supposed to be something prior to this. Okay, but anyway, let's just keep it moving. Let's get to the good parts. All right, let's get to the good parts. So, the game's lawyer brings up the fact that Mr. Jones is on his way to the courtroom coincidentally. And the reason that he is there is because his wife had a speaking engagement. Okay. I thought I highlighted that part, but I guess I didn't, which is crazy. But okay. Let us continue. Oh, there it is. Is that it? I believe this is it right here. Yeah. All right. So that's items number 1 and 2 is the bank statements for Fifth Amendment. And just to review the understanding that I think you shared with us and the plaintiff's counsel shared on Tuesday is that when, say, Mr. Taylor has proceeds from an album or for a tour, the money goes to Fifth Amendment. And then rather than directly to Mr. Taylor or to his LLC, JTT Holdings, and then Fifth Amendment makes expenditures on Mr. Taylor's behalf, including for mortgage and including for legal services, Mr. Williams. So what plaintiff's counsel is saying is that there is nothing in the production that reflects money that is going to Fifth Amendment on Mr. Williams, Mr. Taylor's behalf, or money that Fifth Amendment has spent on Mr. Taylor's behalf. Now, Mr. Williams says, yes, Your Honor. And this is one of the issues that I am chopping at the bit to get to. So it is primarily counsel's assumption as far as Fifth Amendment. So they're assuming that this is true, as far as whatever. Let me not say whatever. We just read it, okay? They are saying that basically they don't see any records showing that they're actually doing all of these things on his behalf. Okay, now I will be able to explain to the court the relationship. As a matter of pure coincidence, Mr. Jones is actually en route to the court. Would likely be there to further elaborate upon this within 15 minutes. His wife had an engagement in Chicago. He is not with Mr. Taylor. However, I informed him of his certainly aware. I guess this is how he's talking. He informed him and he's certainly aware of the circumstances and his testimony coming to the court willing to give. I will help further clarify the questions. Now, Mr. Taylor and Mr. Jones have what Mr. Jones does not work for Mr. Taylor. Okay. His company is a brokering company. His company brokers deals on behalf of numerous artists and on behalf of numerous individuals. He works with Cash Money. He works with Universal. He works at Universal, excuse me. He works with Cash Money. He works at Universal. He works for the B1, Live Nation, Ray J, CV Third, Blueface, Yang being Jayceon, Terrell Taylor, the defendant, among others. The way Mr. Jones's business works is in brokering a deal, he will come to an artist and say, artist, how much for you to go on tour? Artist will say, Mr. Jones, if I'm going on tour, I need X, 200, 300, 100, 500,000, 50,000, whatever it may be. Mr. Jones then goes back to the promoter or other individual on the other side and says, I can get you X. I can get you Y. I can get you any of these Universal artists. I can get you any of these Cash Money artists. I can get you any of these B1 artists. What is the fee? The fee is $500,000. Mr. Jones then pays whoever the artist is, whether it's Ray J, Mr. Taylor, whoever, and then he retains his funds. His entity, as he will testify, is not related to Mr. Taylor, and he is not Fifth Amendment does not pay Mr. Taylor other than what he owes Mr. Taylor for if he says he's going to do a tour, just like examples were referenced. That is how the business is structured. Therefore, Mr. Jones, so what you will see in those documents is every payment that Mr. Taylor, Fifth Amendment paid to Mr. Taylor, every payment that has been paid is documented in those documents. But Mr. Jones does not have any duty, if you will, other than the fact that if Mr. Taylor says, I'm going on tour for X, Mr. Jones better have X for him as that service fee. He is brokering deals. He is not exclusively for anyone. And that is how his business model is done. As I stated, Mr. Jones is en route to court. His wife's speaking engagement, again, this was pure coincidence, and I'm grateful for it. Now we're going to pause, and I'm going to come over here. How y'all doing over here? Your name kind of scares me. Your name is De Niro Jones. I don't know if you got any relation, but you're making me uncomfortable. This is some crazy. Baby, do you hear me? So WACK is basically saying, look, I don't have no ties to nobody. I just broker deals between everybody. Support the account to flame WACK. I can't stand the clown. So he's basically separating himself from him in these court docs, saying that's all that WACK does. WACK doesn't do nothing else except for broker deals between people. Now, WACK does waddle into court. That wasn't nice. I said I was going to start being nice when I come up on here. Okay, so the court is talking about Fifth Amendment and JTT Holdings. However, WACK is not there. He's not there yet. And honestly, we could talk about that in a video behind the scenes, but I want to get to when WACK gets to court, and we're going to read all of when WACK gets to court. Okay, here we go. Mr. Jones has shown up to court right here. Mr. Jones. All right, basically asking would he like to participate, and he said definitely. So the judge says, okay, if you could please, you could go, you could sit at the table. Okay, I think that would be probably be comfortable for you. You can just make sure you use the microphone, because that's how folks on the phone will be able to hear you. So Mr. Williams, have you asked Mr. Jones for information that we were just discussing? Mr. Williams, yes, Your Honor. And we had those conversations. And Mr. Taylor, as I have been explaining, Mr. Taylor is not privy to the Fifth Amendment company. And the courts cut him off and says, let's just talk in English. Let's not talk legalese. Basically, let's not talk legal jargon. I know what that word means. All right. Legalities. Whatever. Let's talk English. Do you or Mr. Taylor say? Mr. Williams cuts him off and says, not a party to Fifth Amendment. He is not. The courts go back. You're talking legalities. You are talking. Okay, just answer the question. Did either you or Mr. Taylor say to Mr. Jones, or I suppose they call him Cash? Mr. Jones says, that's my real name. The courts, right, I know. Could you please provide me the information about the expenditures that Fifth Amendment made on Jason Taylor's behalf or JTT Holdings' behalf? Did you or Mr. Taylor make that request of Mr. Jones? Mr. Williams, yes, Your Honor. The request was asked. The court, the judge. I'm not even going to say the court, the judge, because that's who it is, the judge. Okay. What did Mr. Jones say in response? Mr. Williams, it was explained to me that the court, no, enough of the legal talk and enough of the passive voice. It was explained to me who said what. What did Mr. Jones say to you? Now, baby, this judge, just from reading it, ain't playing, okay? Mr. Williams, that he owns his own company does not, Mr. Taylor does not work for him, or he does not work for Mr. Taylor. The judge, okay. That's not responsive to your question. Your question is, please tell me the expenditures that Fifth Amendment made on behalf of Mr. Taylor. Did you ask that question of Mr. Jones? Mr. Williams, yes, Your Honor. The judge, and Mr. Jones said, yes, I'll give that to you, or no, I won't give that to you. Mr. Williams, it wasn't that simple a response, Your Honor. The judge, what was the bottom line? What was the gist? Was he going to give you the stuff, or was he not going to give you the stuff? Why don't he pick up on this? Because see, now he tap dancing. He ain't been tap dancing at all this time. Now you want to start tap dancing because whack in the court. You scared. Don't be scared. Mr. Williams, the gist would have been no, Your Honor, that he was not going to give the stuff because it is his company, and his company is not subject to the present lawsuit. At the time, it may not have been, but baby, it's part of the lawsuit now. The court, okay, so Mr. Jones, according to you, and I can hear from Mr. Jones in a second. According to Mr. Williams, who is Mr. Taylor's attorney, Mr. Jones refused to give Mr. Taylor or you the information regarding the house payments, the car payments, and the attorney fee payments that Fifth Amendment made on behalf of Mr. Taylor. Is that what you're saying? Mr. Williams said, I suppose that would be correct, Your Honor. And the court said, okay. I'm entertained by this. Let me come over here. Are y'all entertained? It do. Is he gonna give you the stuff or not? No, he's not gonna give me the stuff. Am I hearing you correctly that he said he ain't gonna give you the stuff? Baby, I am entertained right now. I don't know about y'all, but I am entertained, honey. Ooh. All right, Mr. Williams, the conversation did not go directly that way, Your Honor, and Mr. Jones has the right as to objection to the subpoena. I don't know if he was subpoenaed. He knows Mr. Taylor was ordered to produce documents, which he did do. Mr. Jones was not ordered or subpoenaed by other side, or at least to my knowledge, not subpoenaed. But Mr. Taylor does not have access to those documents, could not produce those documents. And I believe that Mr. Jones will explain his company and all of that to the court at this time. Now, pause for a second, because at the end of the day, if the game submitted his paperwork, right? Shouldn't it show some type of transfer into his accounts from WAC to him? Because in a way, I'm not saying that WAC is wrong for not giving up his business accounts. Because at the end of the day, by submitting those transactions to the court, that means you're putting your whole business of your business out there that has nothing to do with the case. So technically, he's not doing anything improper by not giving up his records, but he may not have been subpoenaed. We'll find out as we read on. But I wouldn't give up on my records either, because you can get that information from the game stuff. Y'all just trying to be nosy, but I'm here for it because I'm nosy too. Anyway, let's continue. Okay. The courts. Okay, Mr. Jones, the floor is yours. Again, you do. I'm not forcing. You do. That's what the judge said. Again, you do. I'm not forcing you to say anything. If you would like to address what I just discussed with Mr. Williams, you are certainly entitled to do so. The court reporter, can I get your full name? Cash Jones. And Mr. Williams explained that you reside in LA, but you happen to be in town because your wife has a speaking engagement at the Prudential and that you learned of this hearing and wanted to come. Mr. Jones. I'm just going to call him Wack because we know him as Wack. We don't know him as no goddamn Mr. Jones. Okay, you lucky I don't call you duty shooter. Mr. Jones, I literally just landed. My driver is outside. I'm here for one night with my wife. She has a speaking engagement tonight as well as tomorrow. I won't make tomorrow, so I came tonight. I have a flight out that leaves about 8, 9 in the morning going to Miami. We didn't ask you all of that, sir. So I'm literally, I have my flight records to prove it. Nobody asked you that, Wack. The judge, okay, Wack. I don't work for nobody. I broker dozens of deals for 4, 5 different labels. Live Nation, Nick Masters, the chairman of Live Nation, dozen others. Why? Because in the urban side of music, I can get direct. I can get cheaper prices. So this is all it is. Now I have no contracts with not one of my artists. Not one. Pause. Haven't we been hearing that Blueface is in contract? Didn't they talk about him having a contract? Didn't they say Blueface have a contract? Didn't he sign a 360 deal allegedly? But now you saying you don't have no contracts with not one of your artists. So what did he sign? I digress. Let's keep going because it gets worse. Wait till y'all hear this shit. But what I will do at times with these artists are when these artists are in need or something is going on for me to keep my relationship or maybe keep their favor of the artist when I need them to do something or when there is other options for them to do something and I'm one of them options. I will do things. I'm going to read that again. Now, I have no contracts with not one of my artists, not one. But what I will do at times when these artists are in need or something is going on for me to keep my relationship or maybe keep their favor of the artist when I need them to do something or when there is another option for them to do something and I'm one of those options. I will do things. A lot of these artists portray themselves to be one thing and they're not that. So did Blueface do that show and make him executive producer on it because he needed him to do something to keep the relationship with Ray J? Isn't Blue in need right now? Hasn't Blue been in need? Somebody gonna hate when I say this, but there's a reason that him and Krishan don't get along. I think they see each other. He know he can't pull a fast one on her, and she knows what he all about. Child, let's continue. Now, what I did tell the attorney was everything that Fifth Amendment has sent Mr. Taylor is in there. Everything. Year 2. I may go out to a label, may say, hey, we need an album. Who can we do an album with, right? And I go out, I talk to 3, 4 different artists and see who's available. Maybe find guys who don't have a deal. And I'll start up broker a deal. Say, hey, if I deliver you 300,000, will you give me 12 songs? They don't get no residuals. They don't get no royalties. They don't get none of that. They say, yeah, then I'll double back and go back to the label and say, okay, well, I need $700,000 to do this album because I have to still pay for studio time, producers, clearance fees, everything I have to pay for to deliver a free and clear album to the label. Now, what happens is whatever is left in the pot, whether it's 100 grand, 60 grand, whatever is left in the pot after I pay that artist its set fee and I pay all the other little things I have to pay to turn this album in, that's the money Fifth Amendment makes. I'm just a broker for a lot of people. I just signed on Cash Money. I just received a $500,000 wire last week for an artist that I had to send $150,000 to. So that's what I do. My wife is my president of the company. I am CEO of the company. The wife is the president and he is the CEO of the company. Just set your wife up. I'm going to just throw my wife in the lion's den. Why not? Thank you. My office hours are between 9 and 5. Fat Dom, I'm Fat Dom, what's the lies? She said, whack is lying. Bingo, De Niro Jones. I like you because you be on it. Him. Yeah, her. I mean, you could say that again. They all going down. Okay, so now let's continue. Okay, so when it comes to Mr. Taylor, I've known Mr. Taylor for a very, very long time. This hard money thing, it got done based upon my relationship. It was a hard money loan. As you know, it's not conventional. Somebody I knew, investors, they want to put their money up. They didn't trust Mr. Taylor. But the 10-year relationship I had with the guy, he did it based upon my handshake. But my handshake is saying, hey, look, anytime things go bad, I will fill in the blanks to maintain my relationship. He breached it. They foreclosed on him as we speak. He breached that. Is this man admitting to illegal activity? I swear to God, this sounds like a hood gangster, like a Tubi gangster movie. So it was a third on the home for like 70 grand. That was due, right? Came January, February, whatever it was due. I get the call. Hey, this is not in. This, that. Guy's not responding, such and such. I call the guy, hey, they need 70 grand. Man, I don't have it. I don't know how. I don't know what to do, right? I call my friend back. I tell you what, I'll get you 70 grand. I send it to you on my end. House is good. House is good. I tell Mr. Taylor, hey, listen, something is going to come up. I don't know where. Somebody may call me for a show or whatever it may be. Or I may say I need 30 grand. And he's going to go on that stage and dance. And I'm going to make 30 of my 70 back. That's what I do. If I get tapped on my shoulder, y'all better come hunt me down. Y'all better find me if I get tapped on my motherfucking shoulder. Well, according to this Latrina, he ain't got no contract. Anyway, he said, I need 30 grand, and he's going to go on that stage and dance, and I'm going to make 30 of my 70 back. Remember Blue said he don't make no money in music? That's why he started going to TV. Remember I was telling y'all that Krishan showed him a new way to make money and Wack ain't like that? After reading this, I don't believe that he wanted him to stay out of trouble. You want him in trouble so he could stay indebted to you. Because the more you do for him, the more he owe you. It's a lot of guys out here who want to live the life and who don't have what it takes to live the life. So I sit back like a vulture and I let them get in trouble. And I come as a friend and I fill in the blanks. And I make that 30K favor may make me 100 grand. That's what I do. And I do it more than just him. I work with people like Nick Cannon. I just did a diaper deal with Nick Cannon, Incredible Diapers. I work with everybody. He's just not the only person I work with. Mr. Williams, Your Honor, I would say that explanation further goes to the fact that Mr. Taylor does not have a beneficial interest in Fifth Amendment. This was based on assumption. You heard it from the horse's mouth. There is no beneficial interest, and we certainly know there is no direct or indirect interest. And I believe that that testimony, in addition to what we've been trying to explain, that shows that there's no beneficial interest, and there isn't. That require Mr. Jones to provide those documents if there is not beneficial interest. Whack. And I can show you straight up where eMusic sent me 700 grand. I sent Mr. Taylor 200 of that. You know, it's just, I was like, I'm a straight broker company for those people who have put themselves in the situation that they can't get out of. He sounds like a loan shark. I kept saying in my head, what does this sound like? He sounds like a straight up loan shark. He said all of this in court. He was talking like this and sitting inside the court. Girl, we are reading the transcripts, the court docs, this is a transcript. He said all of this in the courthouse, girl, to the judge. This is why I'm chuckling to myself. He sound like a combination of Big Red and a freaking loan shark. Okay. I'm a straight broker company for those people who have put themselves in situations they can't get out of. And it may sound bad, but somebody has to do it. And that's what I do. And I do it more than just him. On the record, I'm telling you that I have contracts to prove that. This man couldn't even tour Europe. He missed so many. He's his own worst enemy. He missed so many dates. Nobody trusted the man to tour anywhere. He couldn't even tour the United States. He hasn't toured the United States in the last 3 years because he's no-shows. He doesn't show up. Things happen, whatever. They don't trust him. So what I did when I found out through a little birdie, I see him that, hey, man, he can't even get game to tour Europe. I utilized my resources and went to all of these little bitty venues that hold 500, 700 people and say, hey, if I could deliver this guy, what can we do? So they gave me a number and I say, hey, listen, you know, you can't go to Europe. Don't sound like much. I could get you 150 grand, 200,000 for 30 days. To the world, they think this man is a millionaire. This man is broke. Those bank statements show you he is broke. Y'all know I can't hold stuff in. I'm working on it. There might be one coming down the pipeline, but I ain't said nothing, so you ain't heard nothing from me. He is in court conducting himself like this is Clubhouse. Yo, you can't. Let me figure out. Wait a minute. What page are we on? We on page 45. Let me go back to page 1 just so y'all can see. I ain't bullshitting. I am not bullshitting you. Okay, it says right here, transcripts of proceedings before Honorable Gary Finner. This is the transcripts. I'm not freaking lying to you. I went to the wrong page. Wait a minute, because I forgot that quick. Okay, hold on. We already read all of this. Yo, I can't make this up. Okay, that he can't go to store. Okay, the world and a millionaire. Okay, he's broke. Those bank statements show you he's broke. So I get my money from this guy in Europe, and then I give him his little 150 or 200 grand, whatever it may be. You have artists of his stature that make that in one night. I takes this man, just so I explain to you, because I know 200 grand in 30 days sounds like a lot of money. It takes this man to make what one artist of his structure, one night, 1 hour show, takes him 30 days to make. He is a seedless artist with an ageless persona. I'm never going to make it to journalism if I don't learn how to stop this shit. I can't help it. Let's try this again. It takes this man to make what one artist of his stature, one night, 1 hour show. It takes him 30 days to make. 30 days to make him. He is a seedless artist with an ageless persona. That's what he is. He doesn't have life insurance. I mean, certain things I talk to him as a friend. He just doesn't have dental insurance. Nothing. A guy owed me a favor. He said I have a Lamborghini. The Lamborghini, that's my car. I don't want to drive a Lamborghini. It's an old Lamborghini. It's 2010. I don't want to be responsible for the maintenance. I got this Lamborghini. Can I do this with you? Then we call it square. No problem. Hey, listen, game, you know what? About this Lamborghini. Want it? Yeah, I want it. Listen, I got a few things coming up. I will need you to fill in the blanks. I have this TV thing I'm working on called The Industry that I'm doing with Cash Money Records. Let me highlight that real quick. Never had an interest in TV. Remember, he said that. That ain't what that say. That ain't what this says. Anyway, I may need you to play a role in it. I need you to show up and fill in. I'm not going to drive this car. Whatever you want. You let me drive the Lamborghini, you're dealing with a guy who's 39. But man, responsibilities, that understand finances, you know, if he sees the candy bar, he's going to take it. And I utilize it to my best interest. And everything I'm talking about, I can show you. The judge. Okay, I will just say one thing, and then I will ask for Mr. Silberman's thoughts. One thing I would say is that Mr. Taylor missed a couple dates in Chicago. So I know how the folks in Europe feel. But let me ask Mr. Silberman, does that alleviate or clear up or mitigate your concerns about Fifth Amendment's angle to this post judgment discovery issue that we are dealing with. Mr. Silberman, unfortunately, Your Honor, it doesn't. First of all, Mr. Jones, I appreciate your coming into court, and I appreciate you coming into this proceeding and agreeing to answer questions and discuss this, because the heart of the matter, I think right now, and I have an opportunity to see some statements for Fifth Amendment, JP Morgan Chase account ending in, and I have seen, just for an example, this is just out of notes that I took going through some of these records. I see deposits in 2016. This is 2 years ago, just about to a month, 2 years ago. He got payments in your account, First Amendment. I mean, yeah, he got payments into your account, Fifth Amendment, Fifth Amendment from E1 for 105K. Looks like there's a reference to all eyes. Hold on one second, guys. Then there was $100,000 partial advance in 1992. They done went all the way back into this man's business to 1992, which I believe is an album song. I'm not sure. Deposits for the Game concert 2 years ago in the U.S. in 2016, Atlanta, Georgia, North Carolina, and Providence, Minnesota, Billings, Montana, all in 2016. Then I see deposits in November of 2016 totaling $300,000 for the game's U.S. and European tour. I have also seen recently that there were 2 deposits made in late 2017 from a tour that Mr. Taylor had that you arranged for him in Europe. I believe it was February or March of this year, says deposits there. So I've seen many hundreds of thousands of dollars from E1 and various concert promoters into Fifth Amendment's bank account. And my question is this: do you have a formal arrangement with Mr. Taylor, whether it's JTT Holdings or Jason Terrell Taylor individually? Do you have formal arrangements with contracts in terms by which you will take in money for his, effort, for his labor? And Mr. Williams answered, Mr. Silberman, no, I want to know, is there a formal? Mr. Williams answered, and Mr. Jones, whack 100. I answer all questions. Let me answer. Mr. Silverman, provided you are willing even now to provide an accounting, Mr. Jones. They were cutting each other off in here, baby. Whack, everything you just asked me, I'll explain to the judge of what I explain to the judge of what I do. Mr. Silverman, I understand. Whack, if you want to send me $100,000, I just explained to the judge what I do. I broker every deal. I have no Mr. Silverman. Understand. Whack. Never had a contract. I have never had a contract with Jason Terrell Taylor or the game. Never in life. I dealt with him on handshake. Mr. Silverman, whack. Deals. Court. Hold on, Mr. Silverman. Let Mr. Jones finish. Baby, I should have did voices. I have never had a contract. I have never had anything that stipulates I am only paying a certain percentage. Most managers of business people, they make 10 to 20%. 20% if that's a new artist who's just making it. 10% if it's an artist that makes a lot of money, okay? I'm not, if you look at the numbers, if I had $500,000 come in and I broker a deal to give him 200,000 of that, that's not a 10 or 20% deal. I'm not working for these people. I'm going to work with these people. It's been a bunch of situations to where the money didn't make sense to me and I simply let it go. Everything you're saying is correct. I get money from E1. I said it on the record before you said it, right? But Europe, that's 2 numbers going on. It's a number of negotiating with one side and a number that I'm negotiating with the artist. My first time fee to him, they see if they will do the service. And if it makes sense to me, Mr. Silberman, you had the courts. Hold on, Mr. Silberman. You got to let Mr. Jones finish, and then you can ask more questions. Mr. Jones, if it makes sense to me to do Europe, right? Okay, I'm going to break it all down to you. It's more. When I go, you see them send $500,000 and I negotiate maybe 250 with Mr. Taylor, right? Remember, all he's doing is showing up. I have to provide travel. I have to pay for the bus. I have to pay for the back line for his band, the hotel room. Now they're telling me, Mr. Jones, we're going to give you $500,000. Can you deliver this artist or the artist or this artist or this artist or that artist or this artist? My wife then breaks down what hotels gonna cost me, flights gonna cost me, what everything is gonna cost me, minus what I gotta go over here and do back and forth. Because I'm gonna start the guy low, like any other thing. Hey, I got 100 grand. No, okay, I want 300. I could do maybe 225. I'm doing back and forth because just like an auction, I'm looking at my number. When I see the number of something I can live with, then I will close it. As you see, I'm paying him very minimal. If I showed you the contract I got from Europe, 6, 7, 800,000 versus the crumbs I pay this artist, then you understand what I'm telling you. Yo, this nigga. Sorry, y'all. I'm a work in progress. And don't worry, when I edit this, I'm going to edit out that whole part of me getting off the phone and all of that shit. But yo, when I say grimy, nasty, this is a catastrophe. It's diabolical. I'm finna use all our last 3 words of the week. It's the audacity of him to take advantage of these people. It's diabolical business, and it's a catastrophe going on in this court. Now, I can't speak for that. I can't speak for that because I got to go back and see when the date on this court doc. But this is just ripping them off. Jenny, girl, how does the manager make more than the artist? He's not a manager. That's what he keeps saying. He's not a manager. He's a broker, and he just brokers deals. So you mean to tell me that you'll get $500,000 and you'll offer them 100 grand? Just like he just said, he'll get them, a label needs a record or an album or something. He'll go to the label. Hey, I could get you this artist to do this do this album for you for 12 songs. And give me X, Y, Z. Then I go over here and tell them, hey, you could get this album done over here and I'll pay you 200,000. Meanwhile, the record label done offered him 100,000. And yeah, he got to pay for this and pay for that or whatever. But the type of businessman he is, he ain't going to no high class suite. He going to get them a BS Sprinter bus, put them up in a mid-level hotel that he probably gets off Expedia or something like that. He's going to skim every dollar that he can so he can maximize his dollars. And all he did was connect 2 people. A label needs an album and this artist needs to make one. Boom. Child, this is diabolical business right here. Now, I ain't read all the way down here. We in uncharted territory. I ain't read all of this. But when I read that first upper half, I was like, oh no, we reading the transcripts. Okay. Go to game, Mr. Silverman. Mr. Silverman, thank you. The court, go ahead, Mr. Silverman. All right. I'll try to keep this real simple. You testified that the court, he didn't testify. He did, Mr. Silverman. Well, the court, hold on. He didn't testify. He is speaking in court. He's speaking. He's not under oath. Speaking to a judge. He still has to tell the truth, but he's not under oath. And you're still on the record. Child, this is a hot mess. He's just casually having a conversation with the judge, and the stenographer is just clickety clack clack, clickety clack clack clack, clickety clack clack, but you ain't under oath. This conversation will be recorded and monitored for quality service. This is still on the record, though. It don't even matter. It's still on the record. Child. Anyway, okay, Mr. Silverman. So, Mr. Jones, you said that you take in money for various artists. And I think you said that you do that through Fifth Amendment. Is that right? You'll take all. Whack? Yes, sir. Mr. Silverman. Okay. Do you keep? Do you sort out? Do you have an accounting ledger? Some sort of accounting system whereby you keep track of money that comes into Fifth Amendment that is payable on behalf of artist A, of artist B, of artist C. And then on the other side of that ledger, do you keep track of payments that are made out of Fifth Amendment on behalf of artists A, B, C, so that you can sort it all out? You're cumulating, it seems, all the income in for various artists and all the expenditures out to various or for various artists. Do you have a system where you keep track of that? And if so, can you produce that for us for Mr. Taylor, the game, his entity, Mr. Williams and Mr. Jones? Whack. Hold on, Mr. Williams. This is simple because we have nothing to hide. No, I don't have a ledger. Whack got a little spiral notebook with that little pencil that's about this big with the eraser on it that's sharp. It's very sharp. And he whip out that little notebook and be writing. Listen, how you a legitimate business and you don't have a ledger because you're not legit? But what I do have is the very same thing you're looking at, to know what I wired to this gentleman when I sent the wire. If it's for Europe tour, I'm going to put in an amount. I'm going to put in a note, the game Europe tour payment. No, that's not, child. Anyway, that's why you can say, well, this year it was this, and this year it was that. Because when I sent the wire, I stipulated in the memo line of the wire who it was for and what it was for. Then I turn over my bank statements to my tax guy, and he does his job. Mr. Silverman, but if you can make a payment, for example, you paid Mr. Williams' attorney's fees on at least one or two or more occasions, where's the reference there? I only picked that up in the statements because I knew that Mr. Williams was Mr. Taylor's lawyer. But if I didn't know that, how would anyone know that that payment was on behalf of Mr. Taylor? Whack. Andrew, I paid Andrew, I believe through a wire off my phone. And I'm going to say it, whether he likes it or not. Andrew is a young guy. I met Andrew in Miami. I got myself in some trouble. He went in and handled the situation. And me being a young black gentleman, I simply called him because I didn't think the case was that serious, you know? He asked me for a lawyer. I said, I got a guy that just took care of something for me. Maybe we can hire him. Andrew, being who he is, thought it would be a high profile case. Andrew has worked for this gentleman. I don't know what, 15 grand, 20 grand max. He's really done it for free. I don't know if he wants to just tell you the truth about it, but I'm pretty sure I can pull up my wire information to show that it was a payment made to him on behalf of this situation. And that was only done once, again, because this dude might have had all money. He might have been in the Bentley truck, but he might have had $3,500 to his name. That was in his pocket. And I don't think you understand what I'm telling you. 90% of these so-called rappers live a lie of a life. It's a lie. Like the jewelry is fake. Everything is fake. They have 2,500 starter system that looks like $250,000. But once they put it on their neck, the kid, the world, they believe it's real. The judge, Mr. Jones, you may be getting off point. Mr. Silberman, go ahead. Mr. Silberman, Mr. Jones, I do appreciate that. I can see some indication of what you are saying with Mr. Taylor's income and outflow. As far as I can see, and mostly as far as I can see through Fifth Amendment bank records that I have. So my question, though, is there any way for you to provide the breakdown for us of what you took on behalf of Mr. Taylor? You are the only receptacle. Your Fifth Amendment is the only receptacle as far as I can tell. Whack. I can show you. I can prove. I could provide you what I paid him. See here? This is the real thing, Your Honor. This is me talking. What is going on? Mr. Silverman, you took in money. You took in money for E1 or whack. Definitely. I have a contract with E1 for 11 years now. I also have a Death Row soundtrack contract with E1. I have artist Ray J. I have an album deal I just turned in 3 weeks ago with E1. I did a sexy project with Ray J in 2007 with E1. They were cash records. I have 4 deals with E1. I control the Death Row catalog with E1. I broker to sell them the Death Row catalog from Death Row Records to E1. What are we reading? Oh, I think we should stop now. I think we should stop now, guys. Judy says, no, keep going. How you selling? This probably why him and Suge got beef because of this, right? Yeah, how you got the rights to the Death Row catalog? And how you selling it? I do not wish to unalive myself. I have no desires to unalive at all. We all gonna get tapped on the freaking shoulder. I'm trying to tell you. Wait a minute. What did I just stumble on? Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Okay, let's continue. I just want to know, how do you, I broker to sell them the Death Row catalog from Death Row Records to E1. I have all of that. How do you have the right? I control the death row catalog with E1. How are you controlling the death row catalog? Oh, shoot, that's crazy. Now, what I'm saying is this. I'm in a situation now where I have to show my clients, man, he wanted 700,000. I only gave him 150. You know how, like, this is what you're asking me to do. I can show you what I paid this man. I can show you my contract, what I actually did with E1. When the royalties come in, they don't pay Mr. Taylor. E1 has never even talked to Mr. Taylor. Only thing they care about is that I deliver 12 clear songs, 2 that can be used as a single. Other than that, I have to, that within that budget, I have to pay for marketing. I have to pay for the studio time. You can spend 100 grand on studio time overnight. I got to a point, I went into the studio where he charged me 30 grand a year. I can show you that. I just paid the guy to where I send these different artists into work so I can save money so I can save some of that money. See, I told y'all, instead of spending 100, 200 grand a year. What I'm trying to get you to understand is I am just a broker guy. Now, if you want to talk about the game, I'm telling you real fast. Have I made some mortgage payments on the hard money deal in the last 12 months? Yes, I have. Why did I? Because I got a call that it wasn't paid. And the guy that did the hard money deal, you know, they do what they want to do. The man couldn't qualify. He has $5 million judgment. He owes the IRS $3 million in taxes. It's all on his credit. He can't qualify for anything. That was a relationship I had. So listen, I get a guy 12 months. If he doesn't perform, hey, you bankrupt and you got a house. If he does, you guys continue to do business. I would do it as a friend. If anything goes wrong, I'll fill in the blank. Why fill in the blank? Because I want this guy to stay in trouble so I can keep getting this guy to work for me for pennies. And I'm saying this on record. I'm speechless right now. You want me to read it again? She said, wait, ring the bell a couple more times before you continue. I can't even ring the bell right. So basically, keep them in trouble and they stay in his. Yep. Same with blue. Y'all see it, right? Yes, please read it again. Okay. Can you reread that? Okay. I'm going to reread that. All right. So we're going to take it from here. So listen, get a guy 12 months. If he doesn't perform, hey, you bankrupt and you got a house. If he does, you guys continue to do business. I would do it as a friend. If anything goes wrong, I'll fill in the blank. Why fill in the blank? Because I want this guy to stay in trouble so I can keep getting this guy to work for me for pennies. And I'm saying this on record. I don't want to say it, but I heard the judge, and it looks like you're making it seem as if we are keeping things from you. I just felt like my bank records are not in question. I got a lot of people's information in there. Again, I can pull it up on my phone. I just got $500,000 wire last week from Universal. Game was never signed to Universal Cash in his life. If you look at my statement, it's going to say $125,000 for artist Blueface. Then it will say another $280,000 sent to Cash Money Records, which is Birdman, CEO Cash Money. I make pennies off the deal. I make 50 to 60 grand off the deal. But I got a VP spot now at Cash Money. That's going to pay me $30,000 salary. Everything I do for a reason, for position. And that's what's going on. And you can send your hour, you can send your specialist, whoever you want to send. And everything I'm telling you is what they're going to see. Now, y'all done heard it on record. Y'all done heard it on record for yourselves. He brokered a deal for Blueface. Absolutely. Yeah. Exactly, Kristen. It's all falling into place now. Matter of fact, I still have that. Let's look at that. I still have it. Now it all makes sense, right? I was his manager when he first started because we had a meeting about staying independent. And I had him protected from the real thieves in the business, shaking my head, LMAO. The music business tells him I'm stealing from him because they want what I have, which is all the rights and masters, LMMAO. I'm around now because my son knows and realized who the real thieves are. Yep. Didn't I tell y'all I had something for y'all? Now, let's get back to the court docs. Mr. Silberman, Mr. Jones, have you ever worked with individuals that represent Mr. Taylor in his financial dealings? By that, I mean, in specifically, I'm speaking of Cole Harris, an individual named Cole Harris, a company named Capital Stone Holdings, and then again, his accountant, Peter Stephen, and the Stephen accounting firm. Have you dealt with any financial professionals providing information to them from Mr. Taylor? Whack. I know Cole Harris. Cole Harris paid us 30 grand to make him popular in Hollywood. He was a white dude who had more money than all the rest and couldn't get in. Had to stand in line. So maybe 3-4 years ago, he paid us 30 grand. We started taking him in, hanging out, once VIP, now he's cool. I know Cole Harris. Once again, when the hard money deal came up, it was brought to my attention because I thought Game owned the house. And it was Cole Harris's house for the whole 3 years. So Cole tells me, hey, he's going through something with his wife or whatever what he had going on. He had to move. So once again, I made money off the hard money deal as well, for the record. Anything I do, it's to make some money. So what did I do? Cole asked, go talk to those people down there. They're giving you details on what's going on. The tax people are the ones that lied to me at that point in time. He had like 1.7 or $8 million in taxes due. So when I went and talked to my guy, I have to tell him this information so he knows what he's getting himself into, because I never know. I'm going to need him for myself. So he knew what he was getting himself into. I was able to tell these things. He didn't want to see the documents. It was the game. Cool. You're going to back it. This what it's going to be. I will give him 12 months. He charged some crazy interest rate, 19%, something that's unheard of. The tour he did it. Only thing I made 3 or 4 payments. The majority, the last couple of payments, I guess I don't know. He hasn't been working. He's broke. Last he told me, I don't know. I haven't seen his bank statements. He said he had 30 or 40 grand in the bank, whatever that meant. I notice, I ran into his children's mother, and they're unhappy because life changed for them, so on and so forth. But yes, I've talked to Cole. I've known Cole on a personal level, and he's been in my home. I've been to his home. We've helped the guy get popular in Hollywood. That's the nature of the relationship I have. Mr. Silverman, what about Mr. Steffen? I noticed that Mr. Steffen's law firm or accounting firm prepared the profit and loss statement for JTT Holdings that were given to the lender for the real estate transaction at the mortgage. Did you know Mr. Steffen's firm was preparing accounting statements for JTT Holding? Whack. This individual, that whole thing was Cole. Just throw all the shady people under the bus with you. Jeez Louise. Cole, that was his situation because it's another guy that dug somebody. Cole's other friend. When Game was living in that home, when we all thought it was his home, it was their home. And he was a renter, like really believed it was the man's home. But after, I guess, 3 or 4 years after they all been in there, I don't know what their arrangement was. They had to get that property out of their financial profile. So I got that whole financial circle that was created by Cole. And Game and Cole fell out. They weren't talking for whatever reason. I saw a situation where I'm going to make a quick 40 to 50 grand on some broker fees on the side, and I put a deal together. They weren't hired by me. No, they wasn't. My tax guy is Steve, whatever his last name is, who asked me and could use my guy. I guess they were charging him whatever they was charging him. My guy gives me a flat rate, and whatever he's been doing, they've been doing. Whatever they've been doing. But I know them. Yes. Were they obtained, hired by me? No. So every time they ask him a question, he got to tell everybody business. This man don't know how to keep his mouth shut, clearly, not even in a court of law. Like, you don't notice the lady over there with the little typewriter, just a clickety clack, clickety clack. See, the thing is, I think it was thought that nobody is ever going to pull the transcript. I don't think he ever thought that anybody would ever pull the transcript. You noticed that dream? No, he's not saying this to get Game out of something. He's saying this to get himself out of something. No, it's not even a deposition. He's not even under oath. He's just talking in court. He's just talking. Okay. All right. So Mr. Silverman asks, so would you be willing to provide an accounting statement to show all of the income that you received on behalf of Mr. Taylor since January 1, 2014, and all expenses being paid to or for Mr. Taylor during that time frame? Whack. You said income I received from Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor don't pay me nothing. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I don't work. I have more money, more assets, more everything than Mr. Taylor. If you're asking me, do you want me to show you some paperwork where I have done a deal, where I've done a deal that say with E1 for $1 million and maybe only paid this guy 400,000 of it? I definitely give you that. Yo, this is like, who's still doing business with him? This is why people can't get from underneath him. This is crazy work right here. This is downright diabolical. You get $1 million deal and give somebody 400,000 out of that. Man, listen. But again, that's money that E1 paid me. Nothing going to Mr. Taylor. That Mr. Taylor turns around and kicks me back a paycheck. No, I pay Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor doesn't pay me. I'm trying to get you to understand this. I don't think nobody works for Mr. Taylor. I don't think nobody works for Mr. Taylor. Mr. Silberman, that's not what I said. What I'm saying is income that you received on behalf of him, income that you received because of something he did. Write a song, produce a record, play a concert or a tour, any income that you received into Fifth Amendment that was generated because of Mr. Taylor's efforts. Whack. Listen, what I'm trying, the court, let me whack. I understand the court. I think I know what Mr. Jones is saying. The contract is not with this. The contract is not with, this is what Mr. Jones is saying. Excuse me. And I'm not vouching for Mr. Jones. I'm saying, I'm just trying to translate for you what Mr. Jones is saying. The contract between E1 and Mr. Jones is, it's basically Taylor is subcontractor for Jones. So Jones is the contractor. Taylor is the subcontractor. So the money that E1 pays to Jones is not Taylor's money. It's Jones's money. Then Jones makes good on subcontractor arrangement by sending Taylor money. Is that what you're saying? Whack. Exactly what I'm saying. The judge. Okay. Now, the reason why Mr. Silberman may be skeptical of this is there is more to the arrangement than that, because you're repaying his mortgage. You're paying his mortgage. You're paying his car payments. You're paying his legal fees. So that makes Mr. Silberman suspect that, well, really, it's not a subcontractor type of relationship. It's really, you are conducting that. It's really E1 and Taylor, and the money is being funneled through you. And then you give Mr. Taylor an allowance and you pay his expenses. So it's really Taylor's money, not your money. And that's exactly how it's coming off. And the way these businesses are set up. Why do you have a business, JTT Holdings, with him on it? Anyway, whack. If that was the case, it would be an every month thing. It only happens when it needs to happen, as far as I am real. I want to get in trouble today because I want to know what. He may come to me and say, man, my son needs some braces. It's 10,000. I don't have it. Can you take care of it for me? That 10 grand might make me another 50 grand. I'm going to purposefully go out and find somebody. Hey, you want the game? Okay, listen, 3,500. Let's go. And I'm going to say, hey, game, for that, what I did for your son, the braces, you need to do this verse. And he's going to do the verse. And I'm going to take that verse and I'm going to go back and get my 35 grand. I recouped my 10 and just made 2,500 off of. He flipping people in deals like he flipping dope. He is flipping people and deals like he is flipping dope. I've been telling y'all this. That's why he can't stand her. I've been telling y'all that. He's flipping his money more than flipping his money. Just so y'all know, I'm going to back up off of whack for a long time after this. So don't ask me nothing. I was going to do something else. I ain't doing whack for a long time. All right. Now, if he wants to talk to the financial people that put together the loan, Traverse Wilson, you want to see some paperwork? He needs to. He will tell you that loan got done because of my relationship and me telling him, hey, listen, if he gets in trouble, call me. I'll get it done. Every time he was late and didn't pay, I got a smile on my face because you know what? For that 10 or 13 grand, whatever it is, I knew I can go and find a situation that may have made this guy 30 to 40 grand. My strong point is nobody trusts Mr. Taylor to do direct business with him, but they trust me to do direct business with. So if I go tell them, hey, for this, I can make this happen, they trust me because I'm the only guy that they feel like to get this guy to do anything. Now, why am I doing it? Because I just took care of a favor. I loaned the guy something, paid something. That's a third of the dollar amount. I'm about to pick up on this idea. The judge, okay, thank you. Mr. Silberman, none of this is in writing. You don't have any contracts. Whack. None. Never had one in life. No. I get it. So the contract is not with Blue and Whack. It's with Blue and Cash Money West. It ain't Whack 100. It ain't Fifth Amendment. Like, it's not him personally. He personally, I'm picking up what he putting down. I don't have no contracts with nobody. Mr. Silberman, nothing. The judge, hold on. Mr. Silberman, you, the court, hold on. Just for the court reporter's sake, let's have Mr. Williams state the whole question. And then, Mr. Jones, if you can, please wait and then give your answer. Go ahead. Mr. Silberman, Your Honor, court, I'm sorry. Mr. Silberman, you said Mr. Jones. You said Mr. Williams. You mean Mr. Silberman? The court, yes, I mean Mr. Silberman. Mr. Silberman, okay, so Mr. Jones, so you said you represent many artists. Some of them I recognize the names of. They seem to be high-profile talent that you represent. And Mr. Taylor himself is a high-profile talent. And you're dealing with very large companies, record companies, touring companies, royalty payment companies. And yet you have nothing, none of this in writing. You have no contracts with any of these people. Whack. I just signed my first 2 management contracts 2 months ago. Artist Blueface, artist Civi Third. So now, wait a minute, hold on. Let's wait before we jump to conclusions. I tell you why I signed them. In order for me to get Cash Money Records, who's been around for 32 years, to get me a platform to call Cash Money West in California, I pointed out to them, you have Nicki, Wayne, and Drake, to where you make no money on the management side of these big artists who get millions of dollars per show. I said, every artist that I will sign, I will do a management contract with the artist under Fifth Amendment. And then I will come do, give Cash Money a percentage of my management contract based upon that they give me my deal. I have never had, even with Ray J, and I have been doing business with him since 2006. I have never had any management paperwork, nothing with none of those artists. My first 2, and I'm 41 years old, been in this game for a long time. Just happened 60 days ago, and I can provide those contracts. So, Fifth Amendment has a contract with Blueface. Blueface is signed to Fifth Amendment and signed through Cash Money West. Okay, hold on, wait a minute. We got to figure this out. He's telling on himself. This is crazy. I can't believe. I feel like I think maybe I need to stop reading, guys. I don't think I want to read anymore. So the artist assigned to Fifth Amendment. And Fifth Amendment is a sub-label to Cash Money West. Um, I'm going to read that again. All right, so listen, unless somebody says something that's really, really horrible and crazy and off the wall, or they're being disrespectful, don't time anybody out. All right. I want to read that part again because, okay. I said every artist that I will sign, I will do a management contract with the artist under Fifth Amendment. So the management is under Fifth Amendment. And then I will come basically give Cash Money a percentage of my management contract based upon that they give me my deal. So he's not signed to WACK. He's signed to Fifth Amendment. And Fifth Amendment has a dealing with Cash Money Records. But Cash Jones doesn't have anything on paper. You see where he's going with this? Okay, so he says, okay, Mr. Silberman. And Mr. Silberman, that's all, Your Honor. That's all I have. This is going around in circles. It is. The judge, well, I think Mr. Silverman, Mr. Jones, thank you. The judge, I think Mr. Silverman, I think you asked Mr. Jones whether he has, why don't you just let me ask it? Do you have a written contract with JCon Taylor? Whack. Don't have one. Never had one. If you want to ask me why, I can tell you why. Okay. I have a CVC number. I paid fees for 19 years. Who am I to those streets in my contract? Game comes from the same side of the streets, just a total different city. So I understand in your world is paperwork. I know we watch a lot of movies. In my world, it's a handshake. And it's that it better be what it's supposed to be. I'm not trying to disrespect the court in any way, but I'm just, you can run my name. I'm a known guy from used to be one of those guys. The nights I told those guys what to do, I'm just a smiley face guy, married with 2 kids, and I live a very legal life. And I wear jogging outfits, probably when I shouldn't. But I get things done on a handshake because of the respect and the rapport that I have in the streets. Urban music is controlled and run by the streets. My Jewish friends on the 50th floor call me the fix their urban problems off the record because their attorneys can't, because it's a problem in the streets. And I get it done without violence. And I get it done where everybody is happy. So I know what you're looking at. This is what you're dealing with. He is a street rapper. He doesn't have a GED. And I'm the street guy they call OG. So if the OG says, this is what I can do, he trusts me until I give him a reason not to trust me. That's what you're dealing with. My contract is my word. My credibility that I built over the last 28 years being who I was under the street name. And you could pull the record up. This is my first minor in California state at the age of 16. I don't know if you know what that means. A lot comes with doing that and being back out there. So that's why I don't have a contract. My contract, as you guys will understand, it is written in blood a whole nother way. That's the answer to your question. I swear to God, are we reading a movie script? The judge. Okay, anything else, Mr. Silberman? I don't want to detain Mr. Jones any further than we already have. Do you have anything else for Mr. Jones? Mr. Silberman says, not from me, Your Honor. The judge, Mr. Williams, do you have anything for Mr. Jones? Mr. Williams says, no, Your Honor. That this hopefully can lay at least. The judge, okay. I'm not asking for a speech. I'm just asking a question. Do you have anything else for Mr. Jones? Mr. Williams says no. The court thanks him. Wack says, thank you very much. Appreciate it. The judge says, enjoy your time in Chicago. Wack says, thank you. The judge says, so where does that leave us? Yada, 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 yada. He comes back. Hold on. Let me find it. They're still talking about him, even though he ain't there in the court. He left. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe he comes back. I'm trying to see. Oh, he does. I just seen Mr. Jones all the way at the bottom. This is what I mean. These are not like the court readings from the Megan Tory thing. Okay. They got whole paragraphs, whole sentences, okay, whole real statements in the whole 9 yards. Like this is them really fucking excuse me. This is them really talking in real time. Just give me a second because I know I saw Mr. Jones. Okay. You know what, Mr. Silberman, why don't you take care of this offline? You know Mr. Williams' number. Okay. Mr. Jones, yes. The courts, I think we do. Do we have Mr. Jones in the courtroom? Is there anything else you would like to say? You don't have to. You just come back. So I don't know. You just came back. So I don't know if you have anything else. Wack says, I think what's really bothering me the most is they think that this gentleman has more. He hasn't fixed taxes, Your Honor, since 2010. He doesn't. You understand what the judge cuts him off and says he actually has. Wack says, well, I think they just got done. From what I understand, it's like 2.2 million or something crazy from 2010. His accountant, I ran into him in New York, and he hasn't worked for him in 2 to 3 years. When Interscope let him go, the big company, everything pretty much fell apart for this dude. So when the problem was at one time something coming in, streams of revenue, a stream of revenue for him is when the phone call rings and somebody's, thank God, asking him to do something. He's not an artist. He's not a Jay-Z or a Roga. He's an artist that doesn't have a deal, still doesn't have a deal, doesn't have a deal from 5 years. Things he do with me is not deal. That's a work for hire thing. So the things he's pressing for, and I'm listening to it, and his life is not realistic. I asked him, I said, hey, he said, man, JTT, this is everything that comes in. That's why I tell you to send the stuff you owe me. That's why I tell you to send the stuff you owe me. I'm asking, what is, you got another? He said, look, man, wait, let me go back. Cause this is like, wait a minute. This got me feeling like I'm slow. Let me put my glasses on. So the things he's pressing for, and I'm listening to it, and his life is not realistic. I'm asking him. I said, hey, he said, man, JTT, this is everything that comes in. That's why I tell you to send the stuff you owe me. I guess he means that's where I tell you to send the stuff you owe me. I'm asking, what is, you got any other? He said, look, man, you know me. You know the truth about me. I don't know what they think I have. I said, when is the last time you had a couple of million? He said, I haven't had $1 million probably over 7-8 years. And the bank account statements reflect that. So I'm going to go back to him, because now it's like, what more do you want him to do? Like, you're asking for something that he can't give you. Well, how does he make his money? He showed you how he makes his money. You look at those statements and it's crazy looking. But if you look at them, that's what it is. It looks like the guy is living off of $500,000-$600,000 a year without paying taxes on that $600,000 a year. That's what it looks like to me. I got the trees for game. Was there? I got the trees for game. Was there when a dude said, I don't know what he's saying. Was there when a dude said, hey, we have this, we can put your name on it. It's not a company, okay? Well, we give you this. And they gave dude whatever they gave dude, and they did it for 12 months. And guess what? There is no more trees for game. It was never a company. So we got people see trees for game, and they look at Instagram because they're telling him, we want you to say it's yours. So whatever fans you might have will follow you and work this product. They believe it. I asked him, whoa, that's what Blue be doing. I asked him, talk to Mr. Williams. He said, it's $1 million. I said, bro, I can bring it to you. It's in a backpack. It's Hollywood money. Like, not people believe everything they see on social media. And it's crazy. I see my pictures of my cars or people in front of them saying they just caught myself a new Porsche. It's my car. But to them, the people that follow that guy, maybe they believe him. So like, what are we really talking about him? What are we really talking about him? 45 or 60? You check his income coming in, his taxes that's been filed. Everything about the dude is nothing, but you're looking for millions of dollars. That's not there. I get the calls from his kid's mother. I have to say, hey, listen, he don't have it. Maybe the ego is in the way. I'm telling you, he doesn't have it. But you know what? If it gets that bad, you can come see me as a friend. I've been knowing you for 10 years, and whatever it may be, the lady is a school teacher. If this dude had those millions of dollars, you think the kid and his mother's, she's a school teacher. She lives in a 2-bedroom apartment. Now, if you ask people, what do you think what do you think Game's baby mother lives? I guess they meant where. Probably lives in a mansion. She lives in a 2-bedroom apartment. That's not what you think it is. And I'm telling you that because I know that's where you're going. I'm telling you that because I know that they're going to keep coming. And the truth looks like he's hiding something. What more can he hide? He's giving you everything he has. And that's what he has. That's what he's worth. I know what he's worth. That's how I make my money off the guy. And the only reason why I can do it is because people trust me to do the business. He can't go to those same people direct and do the deal. They won't do it with him. They don't trust him. This is why he's broke. The judge, all right, thank you so much, Mr. Jones. Anything else from counsel? All right, so we get it. Mr. Williams, Your Honor, the court, I think October 11th, and that's it. That is it. That is all. I know that was a lot. Towards the end, that started like really like bothering me because like, bro, you are out here. I get it. You probably trying to tell them that this man is broke and he don't have no money and this, that, and the third. But the way you conduct your business, The way you conduct your business is no bueno. And I know that this was a very, very long one. Well, not really, but I'm going to show y'all the house. I'm going to show y'all the house before we go. Wack is not Ray J's manager, guys. So this is the inside of the house. This is the house that he signed over as a gift to Wack 100. It's a beautiful house. It's crazy. Four bedrooms, 5 baths. And Wack is trying to hold on to this house. Just so y'all know. He's trying to hold on to this house. He ain't trying to let this house go. That's why he fighting, saying that, oh, this is, given to me as a gift. It wasn't sold to me. He gave it to me. But we all know that it came from you brokering some type of deal. I don't know if he still lives there. I have so many questions too. I have so many narratives in my head. Who gives someone a house when they're still alive? I don't know. This was a lot. It is. It's a very beautiful house. I wouldn't have gifted nobody nothing. You're going to have to come and take it. Okay? But that's just me. But when I opened this up, I really didn't expect for it to get that deep, that dark. I only read that little part and I was like, oh, we about to read this transcript. But this gave more than what I think we were all looking for. But I said it was shady business, baby. And I don't like the way he was down talking game like that. Like, you talking about the man don't have nothing. So you know the man is down on his luck, but you still, no, I ain't got it in me for no panel. I ain't got it in me for a panel tonight. I know it's Thursday and we supposed to be doing a panel on Thursdays, but I can't do it. I don't have nothing else to say, nothing else to give. I'm about to go light me a candle and pray because, baby, this was a lot. Plus, I got to edit this video anyway because I'm quite sure y'all seen my little chug-a-lug when I got up to leave, okay? But at least this time, y'all ain't see my booty, okay? And yes, I have on house shorts because, what? Y'all wasn't supposed to see me. But anyway. Sure. Y'all be safe out here in these streets and make sure ain't nobody tapping y'all on the shoulders. And I'm telling y'all, if I get tapped on the shoulder, y'all better come in. Y'all better any game find me. He called him broke more than 10 times. Maybe he called him broke in that one sentence. I don't really know what else to say. So I'm just going to say to y'all, thank y'all for tapping in and tuning in. Those of y'all who were here from the beginning. all the way till now, y'all are real ones. For those of y'all jumping on and stayed on from where you jumped on at, y'all real ones. For you watching it on the replay, y'all are some real ones. Everybody who was just here, just thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all for supporting the channel. Make sure y'all hit the like button. But yeah, this has been the Shady Business of Whack 100, the game part 2. There's still more, but I don't think anything will ever top this. I'm going to sign off now, and I'm going to tell y'all, when y'all rest well. And remember that love is always love, y'all. It will never return unto y'all void. And I love y'all, and good night.